4 men have been sentenced to a combined 140 years in prison after being found guilty of the attempt murder of 2 men in Wakefield. One of the victims has been left, requiring 24-hour care, following the incident at a property on Grantley Street, Wakefield, on the 23rd of June 2021. CCTV footage from the 23rd of June 2021 shows them meeting in Wakefield before heading to an address in the Eastmoor area of the city, where they attacked 3 men from a rival drugs line. The attack left 2 of the men with multiple stab wounds, with one of the men still requiring 24-hour care over 3 years later. Further CCTV footage shows them running away afterwards and getting into a white Seat Ibiza. The same vehicle was seen with a white van in the Thorns area of the city, near to River Calder. Benjamin Forrester is seen throwing something over the wall towards the river before jumping over onto the other side. Jeremiah Anderson and Isaiah Anderson were seen a short time later taking items from the Ibiza and putting them in the van. Police later recovered knives and gloves from the river. Isaiah Anderson, aged 26, of Raynville Street, Leeds. Benjamin Forrester, aged 27, of Burgage Square, Wakefield. Jeremiah Anderson, aged 29, of Ebberston Terrace, Leeds. And Denzel Patrick, aged 30, of the Moorlands, Leeds, were all found guilty following a trial at Leeds Crown Court of 2 counts of attempt murder, attempt Section 18 Wounding and Affray. They were all handed 35-year custodial sentences with an extended license period of 5 years. The court heard the defendants were part of the Chappie drugs line, and that the events at the address on Grantley Street were a retaliation for an incident earlier that day when Jeremiah Anderson was attacked by members of the rival Red Drugs line, based in Leicester. Just after 6 p.m, the 23rd of June 2021, the 4 defendants met and went to the property on Grantley Street armed with swords, machetes and knives. They forced entry and assaulted 3 men. One of the victims was slashed at by one of the men armed with a machete before being pushed from a first-floor window by another man. The other 2 victims were also pushed from the first floor but were repeatedly stabbed as they lay unconscious on the ground outside. One man was left with an acute bleed to the brain and multiple stab wounds, including through his lung and his liver. More than 3 years later, he has life-changing injuries and requires 24-hour care. The other man also received multiple stab wounds to the chest and other deep lacerations, including to his pelvis and ankle. A video has been released following sentencing showing the movements of the group before and after the attack, including footage of Forrester throwing items in the river, and the Andersons moving items used in the incident between vehicles. Senior Investigating Officer Detective Inspector Phil Davis said, "These men have demonstrated a willingness to use extreme levels of violence in retaliation against a rival drugs line. This incident has taken place in broad daylight in a well-built-up residential area and been witnessed by people in neighboring properties, including children. One of the victims of this attack is likely to require lifelong care due to the injuries he sustained. These men could very easily have been facing murder charges with the injuries they inflicted during this incident. All 4 refused to accept responsibility for their actions and have shown little remorse for what they have done. They have been given significant prison sentences, and I hope this provides reassurance to the victims, their families and the wider public.